Ice fishing season is wrapping up. It's time to move on to the next season. That's ice-off season. Hey, I'm Adam Meikle, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're up here at Buckboard Marina, and the ice came off a little over a week ago. The guys here at Buckboard say the fishing is just off the charts. And so we're headed out with biologists and the guys here from Buckboard. We're going to talk lake trout, kokanee, what anglers can do and what anglers need to do when they come up to Flaming Gorge this year. Let's go climb aboard.
We're gonna go out and try to target some pups today. We're gonna start out jigging, I think. Jig some spoons and some tube jigs and see how it goes.
How's it been lately?
It's been hot. I think we caught about 25 the day before yesterday. There's a fish at 40.
To locate lake trout, you'll first want to cruise around. Look at your graph until you spot a few. They'll usually be found between 30 to 80 feet deep, and a lot of times near a drop in depth. Once you find them, deploy spoons and tubes and get after it.
There you go, there you go. Oh, boom.
You got him. Someone's got him.
Oh, Brian's got him.
Reeled away from him.
There is an overabundance of these small, less than 25-inch lake trout at the gorge, and with the ice coming off, there are easy targets right now.
Nice pup.
Barely hooked. Where's the net? Attaboy. Thanks, sir.
These smaller lake trout at certain times of the year feed on small kokanee and have the ability to crash a kokanee's population.
That's the target size for sure. Yeah, that's 20 inches, 19-inch fish, and they're doing the most damage right now.
Biologists say anglers must do their part by catching and keeping these smaller pups.
These are the fish that we're targeting today. Be a really good eater, good on the smoker, on the grill.
So this issue with this abundance of small lake trout is just never going to go away. We have a lot of fish out here that are spawning.
Oh, there he is again. Oh, you got him. I saw that.
What people need to understand is they go down to Lucerne and they fish for the big trophy fish when they're spawning in October. And those are big fish. They're 20, 30 pounds. The problem is throughout this lake, there's small groups of small fish that are 19 to 22 inches that are also spawning in that window. So there's just all this recruitment, and we need to keep on top of that recruitment so we can have kokanee, we can have rainbow trout in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
Since 2005, both Wyoming and Utah agencies have made it a point to encourage anglers to keep small lake trout. It is working. People are keeping more small lake trout, but biologists say it could be better. Consider this. On average, the typical gorge angler keeps 65% of the small lake trout they catch, but when you look at kokanee anglers, it's a different story. A 2013 creel survey revealed that kokanee anglers only harvested 14% of the lakers they caught.
Awesome. That was fun.
Now in 2020, that did increase to 31%, but biologists say that's still not enough.
He came in hot.
Kokanee anglers still need to keep more small lake trout so there is more kokanee for anglers to enjoy, and it will also support the trophy lake trout component at the gorge.
The only other option, which we absolutely don't want to do, but if things get dire enough, would be to start some targeted netting, trying to target the 18 to 22 inch lake trout out here and remove them. And that's just not going to be popular with people. People are going to be upset. If people come out and they harvest a limit of small lake trout when they're out 12 fish, that's great. If they're up for a weekend, a couple days, they could take home 24 fish, that's even better. But really, if they just keep a few more than they used to keep. So if you came up and you kept one lake trout, when you're up here, keep 2. If you came up and you kept 4 lake trout, keep 8. Just keep some.
Oh. Man, he's way over here.
Rob says they don't have any concerns about recruitment to the trophy lake trout fishery. They believe there's plenty of lake trout with the right genetics that will grow above the protective limit of 28 inches and maintain the trophy lake trout component of the fishery.
Perfect eating size.
Getting a few, aren't we?
Yep, and there's just so many of them out here. These little fish like this is gonna eat little kokanee, and at times eat a lot of little kokanee. They subsist on plankton, but they opportunistically eat kokanee. Through the winter, we'll see fish this size will have 4, 5 little 2.5 inch kokanee, and that's a lot of recruitment into a fish that may never become a trophy size fish. So just need to thin them down so that there's more food to go around.
get him? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, the line just went slack when I dropped.
Ryan Mosley Show. Killing us.
Welcome back to Flaming Gorge. You know, lake trout can be a frustrating species to target sometimes, even the smaller ones. Using the right gear, fishing the right depth, and having good electronics will all increase your catch. Ryan Mosley is the Utah DWR project leader at Flaming Gorge and has 16 years of studying and fishing for lake trout. We talked him into giving us some of his techniques.
What's some of the best techniques and lures to use here?
So I like to have a variety of lures. Today we've actually been doing really well with like more active presentations, so jigging spoons. I have a Thomas Cyclone here. A doctored up Doctor spoon works really well. Also jigging wraps. This in particular is a clam Tikka minnow, 5/16 ounce. When it comes to the Tikka minnow, or even this next one, which I was using today, a Seville vibrato, I'm not really stopping these lures.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just constantly working these lures and trying to entice fish to bite. The other option, especially if you're dead sticking or if they're a little bit more active, these tube jigs can work really well too. These are Dry Creek Outfitter tubes in a variety of different colors, glow in the dark colors. One thing I'd like to point out too, like if you're gonna tip these lures with bait, just using a small chunk of bait, you don't wanna fill up that gap, which is gonna potentially impair your hook setting.
Chub, red-sided shiner, sucker meat, it all works.
Yep, all of them work, and once again, just use a small chunk of meat here. We've already got it cut up.
About the size of your thumbnail.
Yeah, you don't need very much meat. You're just trying to put a little bit of flavor down there and just entice them to hit.
Ditch that lure.
Throw that lure in the garbage.
All these lures have caught fish today, and probably the first color I'm gonna select when I go into my box is a glow or a white color. And if I'm seeing fish and not catching fish, I'm gonna just branch out from there and just try different colors.
Most of these fish are 50 to 70 feet deep.
Yeah, and it can change over the course of the day or even from day to day, you know. Everywhere. 6 feet to the bottom.
To the bottom, yeah. It's like 4 or 5 fish.
One thing I would tell everybody that is out here targeting lake trout is always watch your electronics. I mean, put the lure where the fish is, because we've had fish up to 30 feet today that we've caught, but we've also caught fish right off the bottom in 90 feet of water.
Oh, you kidding me? Again?
I think there's a lot of people out there that get frustrated with lake trout because sometimes they can be finicky.
They can be, and we all recognize that. I mean, we fish for lake trout all the time, and there's some days we get goose eggs, and then there's days like this where we've done really well.
It's been a long drought.
You want Ryan to get the net for you?
No, I got it.
Good fish.
Attaboy. Adam's on the board. One thing I would like to say though is this spring bite can be phenomenal, especially up here in this buckboard area. And I would expect this to last another 3 to 4 weeks. It can be fantastic fishing up here. The boat launch is accessible. We haven't seen any ice today. And I would expect these fish to just hang out in this reach of the reservoir for several days.
Okay, so when you're coming up here targeting cokes, take some time and go target some lake trout.
Yeah, definitely take home some lake trout. They're fantastic to eat, and you're helping out the resource when you do it.
Yeah, baby. There's some fighters.
You know, once we found the pups, it was pretty good fishing for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Nice net job.
Oh, I heard the zing.
Keep in mind, if you miss a bite, keep jigging. These fish will often come back
There, he's still there.
and hit it again.
Still there. 33.
Oh, you wrapped on your tip there. Yeah, but he's on there.
Oh, there he is. Nice job.
Better than chase it up. Loading the boat. Thanks, Rhino.
Oh, you got him. Double.
Little one. That's some data that we're waiting on that are showing even fish this size or some of those Kokanee. And that's a 13, maybe 14-inch fish.
If you need another excuse to come up and fish, there's ongoing and upcoming derbies and contests for small lake trout.
Ooh, it's a trophy too.
The population control contest is running right now through June 12th. It's easy. Register, catch a tagged small lake trout, and win money and prizes.
There's a ton of pups, and there's a ton of opportunity for people to come out and capitalize on that. Help pay for gas.
Then on May 14th and 15th, Lucerne Valley Marina will be holding their annual Flaming Gorge Fishing Derby, where they'll have a pup lake trout category, where the team with the heaviest small lake trout haul wins a boatload of cash.
And we are honoring our tags in their tournament. So they have their own set of rules and their own set of everything, you know, their payouts, but we will honor our tags too in that tournament. And that will be at $250 if they're pre-entered in the population control tournament, yeah. We have our tournament coming up June 11th and 12th. It's the Hell on Reels, and we're really targeting these pups. We've took the money out of the bigger fish categories, put it back into the pup category, and we're gonna have daily payouts too for the pups, so it's gonna be it'll be a really interesting tournament, you know, not to say least, but the conservation part is, we have to. I mean, we're asking for the anglers to come up here and help us out with this. It is an issue.
You can register for the Population Control Contest and the Hell on Reels tournament at buckboardmarina.net and the Lucerne Valley Marina Fishing Derby at flaminggorgefishderby.com.
Mosley's Limit.
Mosley's Limit.
What's that lure, Ryan?
Seville Vibrato.
And how many fish did you catch with that today?
12.
Catching a limit of 12 Lakers can be tough. I know, I've tried. If you're looking to learn how to fish for these pups and even trophy Lakers, TJ at BMF Outfitters still has openings for this year.
Pretty much every trip you will get 5 or 6, you know, trophy fish.
And what do you guys charge for a day?
I charge $6.50 for a full day.
That's for the boat?
Yeah, that's for the boat. That's for 2 anglers, and then it's $100 extra per angler up to 6.
Include lunch?
Includes breakfast and lunch. Yeah, a lot of people hire me just to figure it out, you know, just to figure out how to catch the fish, and then I'll see them out here fishing the next day.
Nice, that's a boatload. Who's filleting all that? Hey, I think people would like to come out and do this, TJ, and if they do, you guys actually offer a discount for people who want to come target pups?
Yeah, so it's $100 cheaper on a full day, so a full day will cost you about $5.50.
Okay, for the boat?
For the whole boat. They can either book on my website, that's bmfoutfitters.com, or they can call up to the Buckboard Marina store and book that way.
Well, it's a good time up here at Buckboard Marina, and if you haven't been up here, you need to come and see all the improvements they've done. They've got a restaurant, they have seafood night, right?
Yep, the first weekend of every month, crab, lobster, scallop, shrimp, all that good stuff.
It's worth the ride up to catch some fish and to come eat some really good victuals. Hey, I'm Adam Meikle, KSL Outdoors, reminding you out with your family, your friends. Make some memories up here at Buckboard Marina Outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.